So I started the show talking about the college football weekend past, as it always amazes me. Now you are a fan of the sport of football. I'm not saying you're not a college football fan, but you are a fan of the sport. It is in your blood. You are. I keep saying this. You know the game as well or better than anybody I've ever met. But the sport of college football has a romanticized value to people that I don't have, right? I like it. I love it. But there are people when the national championship game is over, there are people who are they feel empty until the next season begins. Yeah. I am not there. But the reason for that is, I think, this past weekend, which it was one of the dumbest college football weekends in years, to the point where there were even people saying nice things about the Atlantic Coast Conference. And when you do that, you have accomplished incredible things. How do you sum up this past weekend?
I mean, literally, if you read the Substack, and the first one is first down is Kansas. They go out for a win. With who? They go out and they just go get a win. Like, let's just go do it. Like, what?
And they've done this a lot. They've 3 straight wins against
3 in a row.
Ranked
3
teams.
in a row. How?
They've got 5 wins.
Like, what are we doing? 3 in a row against ranked teams.
Right.
Like, I literally wanted to put the ellipsis. I wanted to put the ... there, because it's like, no one saw this. If a month ago you would have said this, people would have been like, you're an idiot. And then you go to the Arizona State BYU situation, where I will say this, and I feel very comfortable saying this. I don't like fans rushing the field.
Right.
I think it is dangerous. I think it is really bad. I understand people like doing it, but as someone who's had their face split open by a fan, hey, maybe stay in the stands.
Maybe.
So, maybe stay in the stands. Then we get to Alabama, and we get to whatever that was. Like, that was awful. Like, that was... But was it all... But here's the thing, and you talked about me loving football. Gold. Flip it around. That was really good defensive football from Oklahoma.
Tremendous. And, no, I mean, did Jalen Milroe... did he contribute in some way? I'm sure.
They made him.
Right, but
they made him.
They put so much pressure on him, and Oklahoma didn't do much offensively. They didn't have to, because they had 1 pick six and like 2 other really short fields to create points. But that was another shocking result.
BC, UNC, and they just went out and took care of business. I told my co-host Stephen Hartzell for College Sports Now, I was like, they're going to win this game, BC. Well, they're going to win this.
It was old school BC. They ran the ball 51 times. Carolina ran 55 plays. Do we need anything else?
Yeah, we don't need it. No, what else do you need?
Right. So I for North Carolina, you'd like that to be flipped with Amari and Hampton.
And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I told your producer, I told her, I said, hey, I said I had one big thing.
Okay.
So the first big thing I have is today marks 500 days of running at least a mile.
You?
Yeah.
Nice.
I ran a 3K today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it a personal best?
No, absolutely not. It was terrible.
Okay. It happens. It happens. They finished.
Yeah, I got That's all you have to do is finish.
Right.
That's it. But no, this weekend in college football was insane, and you go back and you look at it, and I think about it in terms of the 12-team playoff, and the reason I brought that up is these teams are trying to finish. They're trying to finish, a 5K. They're trying to finish a 10K. They're trying to get to the finish line. They're trying to get to where they need to be. Alabama's not going to make it.
Right.
Ole Miss is not going to make it.
Correct.
Seems like Miami is going to make it.
Regardless of what happens 2 Saturdays from now, same fate for SMU?
SMU will 100% make it. I'll put that on the line. SMU's going to make it. But you look at these teams, and I don't know what they're going to do with Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame is going to make it.
Right.
They're going to make it. They're going to cross the finish line. Notre Dame will cross. Notre Dame, the only teams, when I look at these, the teams I think will cross the finish line. Notre Dame,
right?
Yes, for sure. There'll be 5, but they're going to cross the finish line. Texas, yes. A&M losing to Auburn in 4 overtimes.
And the situations Auburn was in the overtimes, I kept turning the game off.
Yeah.
I kept turning it off and going to, I think I was flipping back and forth between that and the Duke Virginia Tech game. Yeah. I kept turning off Auburn, Texas A&M to go back to Duke, and they kept bringing me back. I'm like, how is this game not over yet?
Just when you thought you were out.
Right. I had that. Right? I felt like Corleone in the movie that should have never been made. Felt bad for Michael.
But it's that. It's also it's a crazy situation, and we got to deal with 12. Boise State, we're going to watch them. Boise State should be in. I think they're going to take care of business. They got 2 weeks to do it, but they're going to do it. And watching these other teams, it's just again, we mentioned Ole Miss. We mentioned Ole Miss. We mentioned
Alabama.
A&M. Alabama. Right. A&M. Miami has to take care of business to make sure that they solidify their spot. And I don't know about you, but man, going through the tiebreaker,
I can't figure it out. They tell us that Georgia's in the SEC championship game, and it'll be Texas as long as Texas wins. But what if Texas loses?
Exactly.
I have no idea.
That was the one I was going to get to. Because Georgia at least doesn't have to play an SEC team.
Right. They're playing Georgia Tech.
Right. So they play Tech, which we get a healthy Haynes King. Uh-oh.
I don't know. I like the other guy. I like Philo. Philo was fun.
Hey.
I mean, I've been watching it. I wanted NC State to win. They couldn't keep Philo in the pocket, and Philo made some decent throws. Yeah, Haynes King is the better quarterback. I mean, that was weird because I thought Haynes King was hurt, but then he comes back and he plays in the fourth quarter, and then then Philo's back in. It was confusing. My brain couldn't take it.
Very confusing. So, I'm looking at that, and then you go to the Big Ten. We have one solid. That's Oregon, Ohio State. Okay, we got it. They took care of business in the back half. Back half of that football game. The first half, those teams look like they belong together, like Mariah Carey. Like, we belong together. When you left, you lost a part of me. Yeah, yes.
Make that a promo, Victoria. Make that a promo.
But literally, they looked like they belonged together, and then they showed up, and they were explosive, and they made plays. And I had to go back and rewatch that game, by the way, because my kid had a swim meet on Saturday.
How'd we do?
She did very well.
Excellent. I knew she would.
And she's great. She loves it. I hate swim. Dated a swimmer in college. I do not like it. I think I don't like it, but I go to it, and I took a 4-hour part of my day out to go and watch. And I went, and I'm a timer. I'm using the stopwatch, my man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
For the whole race or just for her?
For the whole event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm doing it. So, but no, she did a great job.
Good.
But no, the point I'm making is Indiana, they had I think Indiana had, 35 minutes of good football, and then Ohio State was like, hey, man, let us show you something. And what they showed them was their cojones, if you will.
Yeah, the difference between the 10 teams you have beaten previously and a team that is going to be an opponent of yours in the playoff. And
bingo. Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Indiana had 70 yards of offense on their first drive and 81 the rest of the game.
Bingo.
I don't understand. And look, I fully expect the committee to have Indiana still inside the bracket.
Yeah.
But
here's the
based
thing.
on what? I don't know.
Here's the thing. Indiana is just hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to the playoff.
Man, that would be some Big Ten bias like you can't believe. They didn't even try outside of the league. That's my overall point.
But Gold, it's not a bias. We're talking about an 11-1 Big Ten team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to beat the wheels off Purdue.
Oh, sure.
Which means they're going to still stay. We'll see what the rankings look like on Tuesday, but they're going to still stay inside. We're top 11?
Yeah.
You're going.
Yeah, you might very well be right. Do you think Boise State will be ranked ahead in terms of the conference champions? You think Boise State will be ahead of the Big 12 champion? Whoever they determine the Big 12 champion to be?
Well, that depends on how they determine it, but I think that Boise State, they have a chance. I don't think they will. I think the G4, what is it, G4 now?
G5.
Is it G5?
It's G6 if you throw the Pac-12 in there. If you go Washington State, Oregon State.
P5, P4 is what I'm saying.
Right.
P4. Yeah, because I still don't know what's going on with those guys.
Right.
The P4, I think, are still going to get the 1, 2, 3, 4 bids.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll have right now Arizona State would be the 4 seed. Hey, they're fun. And by the way, that was not safe for work. If you were watching it on television when they had Kenny Dillingham over at when they were going through the video with Kenny Dillingham there and his wife there and like 150 of their closest non-friends at Arizona State. What an unbelievable! Are we really doing this for 1 second? I guess BYU had a play. All right, it was BYU was going to get a play in that 1 second.
Can I just say this real quick?
Sure.
I know we have to go, but here's what I'm going to say.
I have one more thing for you.
Take the safety. Take the safety.
Another question. This is one of my pet peeves about sports is coaches that ice kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Hate it.
I hate it too. Is it okay that I loved the fact that it burned Greg Schiano at Rutgers?
Of course.
I love, and look, I don't really care who wins that Illinois Rutgers.
Right.
I don't care.
I care. I cared because I picked Illinois.
There you go. Good. Even more than you stop the icing the kicker thing, and when they wait till the very end, I'm like, well, can we stop this?
Yeah.
Can we just stop it? All right, I have one more thing for Mike Felder.
Yes, sir.
This is, again, I tell people.
Okay, I know what this is. I'm ready.
You know what's coming. I actually forecast this earlier in the show. Thanksgiving Thursday, obviously everybody knows this. How does Mike Felder prepare the turkey?
Fried.
You do it deep. We don't do it frozen because that becomes a long-range ballistic missile.
Yeah, that's a humongous fire that you don't want in your backyard.
Right.
And if you have a Bermuda or a Zoysia yard like me, it's already dried up,
right.
So you're done. No, I do a bourbon butter with red pepper, cumin. I'm looking at my spreadsheet right now. I have a spreadsheet for Thanksgiving.
Of course you do.
With brown sugar, a little bit of brown sugar, Texas Pete. That all goes in there. That's injected on the night before. Then that bird gets dropped. You drop the bird. You're good to go. I also know that I have to fry the necks. My mom loves turkey necks.
Okay.
So those go to her no matter what. But I've got my menu here. We got turkey.
Let's hear it.
Turkey. We're going to go collards. Collards are going to be cooked in turkey stock with a little bit of beer as well. And we're going to obviously throw in a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onions. That's all going to go in there. We've got mac and cheese. I use cavatappi just for the record. Cavatappi is like if you took your elbows and then plus them up, like double.
Yeah.
Like if you this is an elbow, right? That's the elbow. Now what if you did this to it?
Okay.
And you got the streaks in it. You do that with that. Cavatappi holds the cheese a little bit better. We have, what are the cheese we're using? We're using Gouda, Mutz, a little bit of cream cheese. We're also going to have, obviously, cheddar.
Oh, it sounds perfect for those people on a diet. Outstanding.
Hey man, I got one more thing for you, by the way.
All right, let's hear it.
So you know. And then we got mashed potatoes, butter, cream, obviously garlic. We got giblet gravy. Giblet gravy is my that is my full, like, I love it. Dressing with turkey stock. I already made the cornbread for that. We have cream corn, which my grandma used to make, but cream corn, I already got it off the grill. I'm going to slice that off today and make sure we get a little bit of cotija and goat cheese in there. So let's go.
You're amazing.
We have rolls. I already made the rolls. They're buttered rolls. They're croissant style rolls where you roll out your butter inside of wax paper, then you scrape it out into the actual rolls after their second rise. And then once you get that into the roll,
Butter's
you roll
inside
it
the rolls.
The butter's inside the rolls.
That is insane. What
Yes,
time
sir.
should I be there Thursday?
You let me know when you want to come over, my man. We're good to go.
Oh my God.
And I'm making a carrot cake today.
Oh, you are expecting me. My all-time favorite. That is Mike Felder. I hope people were taking notes. Get the Substack.
Oh, and by the way,
Felder.
last thing. Today's my 40th birthday.
Now I feel bad that I didn't know.
No, you don't need to know. No one should know.
You
I
don't look
want
a day
anyone
over
to know.
39 to me.
My mom and my dad are downstairs hanging out, watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's the best birthday I could have had.
All right, I'll let you get back. That's a Clint, isn't it? Right? It's an
Yes,
Eastwood.
sir.
All right, go get back to the spaghetti western, and that's Mike Felder.